Hello everyone, this is Trevor at Monster Hobbies once again, and here we have another one of these great books that got into our store collection. So what we have here is a original Dungeons & Dragons first edition book. Now this book here is the one that would have come in the starter set back in the day. Let's get some of the glare off of there. So if we look at this, it is a bit rough and it does have some water damage. This again was from a hot water tank exploding where this was, but the water damage is clean. There's no mildew or anything like that on here. It is quite readable on the back as well. This is a player's manual and Dungeon Master's Rulebook. So if we open this up, you can see some really neat stuff in here. We have all these symbols these are keys to your maze. So there's spiral staircase here, natural stairs, we've got a depression. There's a little bit of staining in here, but it does say copyright 1974, 79, 78, 81, and 83. So, and there it is there. So what is cool about this is it's written by Gary Gygax and Dave Arneson. So that's some original stuff there. It's got the wonderful old illustration right there. So some really cool thing. Tells you how to run the campaign in here. There's a DM's roles, running the game, reactions, orders of event and combat. Here's your first game. It's group adventure. So these square boxes, dark ones, would be what the DM is reading as you start your adventure. You see there's a lot of cool things. You get to meet some kobolds, which are classic Dungeons & Dragons creatures, usually first level creatures. There's one giant bat. One giant bat. Anyway, here's dungeon level number 1. And giant rats. So then we get into how to end an adventure, right in there. And then, if I bring this up, you've got the group adventure map, and then a close-up on the maze that's in there. And then there's the symbols. And keep in mind, this is back in the day when Dungeon Masters would make up their own games as well, their own campaigns, and do it all on graph paper for the mazes. So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of good things in here, but there are some stains here and there. There's a monster hit table. This whole section is dealing with monsters. And they give you different monster types, breath weapons, monster would use, like a dragon. There's goblins, green slimes. Okay, just going to skip a bit. So most of it's monsters in that section. Then we have treasures in here. So this is a real classic throwback for all those that played back in this era, as well as people that may want to play now, because some of these come up as good old retro D&D, and this was at the time when it was still up to your own imagination as to making different levels as a DM and different games, as opposed to now where it's more read it out of a bigger book sort of thing. So here we go, lots of great things. And then in the back here we've got the wandering monster tables, and for the different levels that you're on, and those were all random encounter. So you rolled a dice and monster appears, so everybody's got to fight the monster or something to that effect. Maybe the monster told you something you needed to know, but at any rate, this is that original Dungeons & Dragons introductory starter set book, and we have it here at Monster Hobbies.